Alright, hello and welcome to the Burden of Proof. Tonight we're continuing right off where we returned. Yeah, continue. Alright. We've managed to buy a day's worth of time from the case, so next we need to examine the next part of the crime scene. Then we're on the 9th floor of the building where the murder victim fell apart. Fell down. Suffice to say, it was a bit of a long fall. And it was the impact that seemed to take them out, unless, well, the spear hit them in the hand. I don't think that's the case here. Careful, Conrad, that window is broken! Yeah, I can see all the way down. I'll try not to fall. I'll make sure no one pushes you from behind. So if our theory was correct, the window was struck with the spear. The back end, to be exact. So you're sure you saw the victim fall from this window? Sure, I'm sure. How could I forget something like that? Well, it doesn't look like there's any disputing the fact this was the crime scene. Hopefully they fix this window before someone else falls. Wow, that's some pretty thick stuff. Thick windows. I guess it makes sense. They want to generally avoid people breaking and falling out the window, so they have to make measures. I have to say, these 3D models were a bit uncanny at first, but they've grown on me a bit. The expressions are a bit hard to read, but that's fine because this game does the Ace Attorney thing and gives you the really exaggerated character expressions, which gives a lot of personality to the characters as well as making their emotions a lot more clear. I like it. That's why last time I said it took some getting used to. Supposedly they're working on a sequel, but I don't know. But we'll see how things go. As long as they keep the exaggerated character expressions, it'll be still remain easy to read what the characters are feeling, even if the expressions aren't always easiest to read. Have you found anything interesting, officer? What? No, I'm hoping Double Dare doesn't see me here. Wow, those guys really don't like doing their jobs. She hasn't noticed. It's just been the same officer this entire time. And like I said, I really do like being able to physically explore the crime scene here, take a look around. The environments are basic, but you can tell everything that's going on, everything that's important stands out, and, well, at least so far. Perhaps later on, things will be a bit more difficult. Oh, what's this? Speaking of things that stand out, this coffee mug is spilled. Looks like someone spilled coffee. Oh, that's bad. They could have short-circuited a calculator or something. No one uses calculators anymore. We have computers. That's crazy. You can't do math on a computer. What year was she born in? And back when I was in my college, well, both goes through college, I needed a graphing calculator. Unfortunately, I lost the first one between them, so I ended up having to buy a second during my other go. Not fun, but I guess at least I need it if it's ever required. I haven't needed to yet, but you never know. Maybe I'll program something that requires some calculated math. I need to know how to do the math before I can tell the computer how to do it, after all. Miss Towers, thank you for your testimony yesterday. Oh, it was nothing. I know Thorne gave you a hard time. I'm sorry. Hey, it's alright. He was just doing his job. About your testimony, I'm still confused on what made the hole in the lobby. Well, you see, serving quality checking accounts gets boring. That's why I pretend to be a samurai warrior. Really. And one day I took it a little too far. I didn't want my boss to know, so I put up a painting to hide the mark. It must have been hard telling the truth, but I'm glad you did. There's actually something else I wanted to talk with you about. Do you remember anything suspicious happening before the robbery? Suspicious before the robbery? Nope, nothing strange. Did you see Bridges before 11:30? Oh, yes I did. He was in the lobby with me until 11. And that's when he came here to the 9th floor, right? That's right. Actually, I have a written testimony that explains all this. Works. Alright, this is good. My lawyer and I prepared it this morning. Oh, thank you. This could prove useful. You've been a real help, Miss Towers. Always happy to treat customer well. See you around. Alright, let's check out this information here. Back entrance. There's a back entrance to the bank which can only be opened from the inside. There's no security camera watching it. That's what we got during the last case Towers' written testimony. There was a hole in the receptionist's desk was actually left by Towers after she stabbed it with a spear before the crime. In essence, it is unrelated. The painting was moved so she could frame her accident on the culprit. Towers saw Bridges move upstairs after he was done working on the vault. Right, I keep trying to hit escape to close this window, but that's on me. Anything with the plant over here? I guess there is no chair here. Well, I guess checking the chairs closest here might not be a bad idea. There must have been a scuffle, though. It doesn't look like someone could have accidentally fallen out. I mean, we know they intentionally broke it, but... Oh, what's this? It's a computer. Oh, I know those. They do magic number things. I'm more into books, okay? I can feel you judging. If you don't know what a computer is in this day and age, that probably means you haven't been reading enough. It doesn't seem like we can get information from this computer, however. Yeah, it looks broken. No, the monitor's just off. Let's keep looking. Judging by the dates from the last case, it seems like this game takes place in the early 2000s. So computers would definitely have started taking off in the offices, but they wouldn't have been nearly as common in everyone's houses, if that's the case. That's more when they were just that's more when they were just starting to become more common in houses. So rest assured, you can still judge Chloe for not having much computer knowledge, but books haven't been replaced by books on tape or anything like that yet. Worth examining around here a bit. This is the window the victim fell from. Ah, do you think Detective Dare could pull a stunt out of this window? It'd be double dangerous if he tried something like that. Ah, what am I saying? I tried to give Detective Dare a bit of a Duke Nukem-esque accent there. Not sure how well it's actually working, though. It's a computer. It's supposed to compute things, but it's broken. Sure. Oh, because there's no chair in front of it. Okay, so let's look for one that has no chair. You want to leave and go downstairs? No, we're staying here for now. I was going to ask him if he had anything new, but... Doesn't seem to be any holes in the ceiling, but... Oh, there's no chair here. Let's check out this one then. Oh, because there's just a monitor, but no computer. Someone left the coffee on the monitor. Hello again. Sorry, Blaze is staring into space, but Order 17, ready to serve. We can make that deposit right away. We should leave her be for now, Conrad. Have you found anything interesting, officer? What? No, I'm just hoping Double Dare doesn't see me here. I don't see any bullet holes in the ceiling or anything. We can conclude there was no gun there. Alright, the game always tells me when I finish my investigation, so I need to keep looking around here. Oh, and this is knocked over. That could be relevant, but it won't let me make note of that. Think. Nothing on that whiteboard there. Some spilled coffee. Seems unrelated to the crime. Try not to stain your shirt, and... It seems unrelated, but I know how these games go. Yeah, we can see here where the... Okay, there's the body, and there's where the spear fell. Actually, I should check. Was there a sequel? While I'm doing this, was there a sequel planned? Oh no, they had more DLC planned. Or rather, more updates planned. I know there was an update to this game recently, but I didn't look too much into what it added because I wanted to avoid spoilers in the general sense. It didn't say anything major, like no additional cases added or anything, at least not in the Steam update. They might have said it on the proper update, on the update page proper, but like I said, I didn't want to look through patch notes too much because I didn't want to in case it's spoiled. Added more evidence on dirt on the suspect in case 3 or something like that. I don't even know how many cases are in this game, but I assume it's 4 or 5 since that's what most Ace Attorney games have. And that's a good template. It'll house a decent number of cases without feeling like too many feeling like without the game feeling like it outstays its welcome. Great Ace Attorney was an especially long one, but that one also had everything interconnected, so it's a bit different. Even from others, if we're completely honest. Most Ace Attorney games, for example, have the third or fourth case a bit weaker than the others, for example. Which I did bring up briefly during my Great Ace Attorney playthrough, but egg on my face, since that game proceeded to address all those issues and proceed to not have a weak case. Doesn't seem like there's very much up here. Why did the police have to take an entire day to examine this place? Really? Oh, she got caught in the... Should be able to talk to her, but it's not letting me. I guess she got caught in the geometry. Followers getting caught on the geometry happens even in AAA games. Not too unusual that it would happen here. Shouldn't I be able to talk with her? Must be something I'm missing, but what? Yeah, so move to the entrance of the bank. Okay, yes, this does progress the story, it looks like. Or, If I can't leave yet, that means there's something here that's left I need to investigate. Oh, I can't examine these now anymore. Looks like a staircase. It's to a light, it looks like. Or some kind of solar panel. What do you think these solar panels run on? Sunshine and rainbows. Alright, so there's something I missed. Lobby looks about the same as yesterday. There's investigation moved to the 9th floor. Should we go up the 9th floor? Let's head upstairs. I think there's a staircase on the 1st floor. Can't we take the elevator? Made it back to the crime scene. Those stairs were exhausting. Let's keep looking around. Lots of coffee here. Whatever those are. It's the one with the victim called from. Ah, do you think Detective Dare could put a stunt in? Yeah, and I keep hitting escape, trying to just exit that menu, only for it to bring up something else. Lots of computers on this desk, probably for storage. I really shouldn't wander off. There's not even any stairs modeled out there. Ah, he's right. How interesting. There's gotta be something here. Let me think here. Oh, whenever I minimize the window, it automatically pauses. Interesting. Now, let's see here. Let's give it a moment here. Alright, let's see here. Alright, so we examined the Alright, let me recap. We examined the window. We examined the witness. We examined, well, the officer there. We found the coffee stain, which doesn't seem relevant, but it might be important, because little details like that are rarely just there, you know? I'll think about did a bit, but let's examine one last time here. That should be everything that's in here. Talk to her one last time just to be safe. Yeah, that's well, at least it does have the exit button as an easy skip option if I don't go for anything that's going on here. Let's see. Must be something here I'm missing. Something that should stand out if given the chance. Oh, something on the floor, perhaps. A marking? Let's take a look on the floor specifically. That seems like a standard carpet texture. Plant. I should check this plant. Conrad, what could you possibly find in that plant? Never hurts to check. Detective Dares, he checked every suspicious looking nook and cranny. How could he have missed anything right in front of him? I'm checking anyways. Maybe it was so obvious he never would have... Ah, seems that it was indeed so obvious Dare wouldn't have noticed it. What the... A gun! What? There's a pistol in this plant. Detective! Ah, whoa, how did I miss that? Yeah, how did you miss that? I'll get an analysis on this right away. What could this mean? I think we found our missing weapon. This must be the gun that was used during the robbery. This could prove the other pistol was indeed unrelated to the crime. We need more details, and it looks like Dare's back. Detective, how on earth did you miss this? I totally knew it was there, I just didn't, mention it? He doesn't sound too sure of himself. This will probably anger Thorn. Of all the laces to miss a key piece of evidence, hey, I did my job the best I could. You keep telling yourself that, Detective. Anyways, what did you find out from the analysis? The gun was fired, alright. Looks like you were right. And the fingerprints? We're still running the tests. There's one other thing, though. This gun was loaded with blanks. Ah. Blanks, as in, not real bullets? Yep, funny thing. That explains why we didn't find any bullet holes. So the round that Miss Towers heard was a blank. And we already know the mark on the wall was made by her spear on accident. That explains a lot. Let's see if there's anything else to investigate. Oh, but I think that's everything there is to do here. We should inspect the notice board to summarize what we've learned. I assume that's this thing here. Yes. This feels really official, like the notice. I like the notice board. Yeah, we're almost like real lawyers. What did we learn? The Detective Dare missed something in literally the most obvious place. Hey, I heard that. Also, there's nothing else up here. That's right, there's nothing too interesting. It's hard to believe someone fell from a place like this. At least we got Towers' testimony. Yes, we learned that Bridges moved to the 9th floor on his own. Which reminds me, we should try speaking to him now. Oh yeah, they must be done questioning him. Let's go to the detention center and see if he's able to tell us anything. Wanna leave? Yeah, leave. Yes, we'll move the entrance to the bank. I'm guessing from a coding perspective, this is a separate area from the one where we investigate. Or maybe it is, it's the same one and they just disable the investigation parts so that I can't just walk in the courtyard and look at that like I did there. Alright, so detention center. Move the detention center. Let's head over to the detention center then. Oh dang, that was really fast. Mr. Bridges, how are you doing? I'm alright. Don't worry, everything will be fine. You seem troubled by something. It's alright, being accused of a crime is not easy. Yeah, don't you worry, Mr. Bridges, we believe in your innocence. And if I was guilty, would you still help? Of course we would, right, Conrad? But you're not guilty, right? I don't know anymore. My memories that day, they're not exactly clear. You need to tell us the truth if you want our help. We need to be on the same page, no matter what. I understand. What do you remember of the day of the incident? I think I mentioned last time, I actually have seen comments of people saying that they're a lawyer who has had a lot of issues with in the past of clients not telling them rather critical information. So maybe this is actually one of the most realistic parts of the Ace Attorney franchise. I just finished working on the vault, so I went to the 9th floor to enter some data in the computers. I don't remember much after that. I must have passed out, because when I woke up I saw the window had been shattered. And then the police showed up? Yes, they arrested me without hesitation. Why didn't you tell us any of this before? I'm sorry, I thought you wouldn't believe me. It's a defense attorney's job to believe in a client. Sounds like you were drugged. Do you remember eating or drinking anything before you passed out? Just my morning coffee. Did you ever put it down somewhere or look away from it? No, I drank it all in one shot. That doesn't sound healthy. There's no way they could have drugged that cup. Was this before or after you worked in the vault? After. It was on my way to the 9th floor. That sounds extremely convenient. Are you sure that's what happened? It's the truth. Please believe me. Do you normally drink coffee in the morning? Yes, I pour it in the employee kitchen every day. And this is an important clue. I don't understand. The cup itself didn't need to be poisoned directly. Coffee is made from a packaged mixture or beans. That's right, the bank supplies the mixture in the morning. Oh, someone could have drugged the mixture. Exactly. Without even touching the cup, the coffee was tampered with. But that begs a question. Who would be able to do this? Oh, someone who knew that Bridges always gets his coffee in the morning. And someone who would access the mixture before 11:30. It all points to someone who's frequently at the bank. Yeah, we deduced the same thing in court today. Who else was at the bank that day? It was a slow day. Ground was there in the vault before I started working. Miss Towers was also at the front desk. Is that all? Pretty much. I never would have thought they were so short on staff. Oh, I've heard a few higher-ups were visiting that day. Executives, I'm assuming that's not a normal occurrence? Yes, they don't normally take the time to see us. But I didn't see any myself. There isn't much to go on. Are you sure there's no one else? Oh, the security guard was there. A security guard? He watches the first floor every day. Why didn't anyone mention him before now? Well, I barely noticed him. He watches the back door sometimes. Did you see him after you walked in the vault? I can't remember. I don't think so. I think the security guard matches the description of our suspect, someone who has no alibi before the crime. And he could have been anywhere in the building at 11:30. Conrad, is this the true killer? Well, let's not jump to conclusions. We still have no motive. Let's keep investigating until we're sure. You've been a big help, Mr. Bridges. It was nothing. I guess we're all done here? Hold up, comrade, something's been bugging me. Isn't your slogan, everyone deserves defense? Where'd you hear that? I read about it in the news article. News article? That looks like a book to me. I actually left the article somewhere else. The point is, you don't sound too confident, Mr. Bridges' testimony. Don't you trust his word? Of course, it's your obligation as attorney to trust him. I know, but I just can't. Can't? I can't defend the guilty. I've spent too long putting criminals to justice. Letting them go would be not right. Oh, but even if someone's guilty, they deserve a defense, right? And what if they're proven innocent for a crime they really did commit? I would have failed my obligation to the justice system, wouldn't I? Criminals sometimes ask for a complete acquittal. And if I don't follow their wish, I would have failed my obligation to my client. I understand, it's a bit of a flaw in the courts. But which takes priority? Here, the government or the client? I have a duty to put criminals to justice. I can't falter. If I can do that as a defense attorney while also defending the innocent, that's what I need to do to uphold the law. Sounds like you're struggling. I'm walking the line between two sides of the court. Which one's for me? Was I too hasty in my decision? I've never seen someone so devoted to the law. As it stands right now, I can only defend someone if they really are innocent. I must continue to put criminals to justice. Oh, but why did you take Mr. Bridges' case then? To be honest, it was a favor for a friend. I trust her, and so I know that Bridges is innocent. Friend, is this the one we have to meet? Yes, she knows a lot about the bank and the employees. She believes in Bridges, and I do too. But I still think he's not telling us the whole story. Maybe your friend has some insider information. Yeah, I suppose we should meet with her now. She should be at the bank's courtyard by now. Alright, but we're not done with this subject. I still think everyone deserves defense. Could be great for publicity. Actually, that phrase was used by an old rival of mine, a defense attorney named Kate Flocking. Really? Rival? Wait. Well, now I understand you used to be a prosecutor? That is a story for another time. Let's get back to the bank. Alright, so they said she'll be in the courtyard, which explains why the game doesn't yell at us for going too far this way. Oh, it's her from the first case. I guess they stayed close after. Sarah, good to see you. Hello, comrade. I'm glad you came. This is your friend. Oh, right. This is Sarah Fletcher. Sarah, this is Chloe McCarthy. I'm Conrad's assistant. Assistant, I never knew you were the type to work in a team. Well, she didn't leave me much choice. Anyway, you said you had some information on the bank. Yes, we should talk in private if you'll excuse us. Oh, I see. You want to talk in private. I'll just look over the 9th floor one more time while you talk. See you soon. Right, so what'd you want to tell me? I can't tell you much about the bank. Huh? I lied so we could have some time to talk. I know I gave you the case, but you shouldn't push yourself. Relax, I'm doing fine. We're getting close to the truth. But is the truth really worth stressing yourself out over? I just want to make sure you're alright. Thanks, but really, this is my job. I'll be fine. I'm glad. There is one thing I should tell you, though. You already know I'm a major shareholder in this bank, right? Of course, that's why you asked me to look after Bridges. He essentially works under you, right? Yes. That's the issue. The staff is not trustworthy. Yesterday we discovered Ground might be the culprit in the robbery. Really, that actually makes a lot of sense. I don't know who to count on anymore. You can count on me and Chloe, that's for sure. We'll figure this out, I promise. I know. Thank you again, Conrad. We'll talk later. I'm sure you have work to do. Yes, I should get back to it. I'll let you know how things go before tomorrow's trial. Take care. Alright, I guess I should find Chloe. Where'd she run off to again? Ah, was that an explosion? Came from the bank. Conrad, are you down there? Hello, I'm here. What happened? There's an explosion. I'm scared. Stay calm. I'll get help. Can you make it to the exit? No, there's a fire blocking the exit. This is bad. What should I do? There must be something. Hold on, Chloe. I'll think of something. Why did this happen? Who did this? No time to ask questions. I need to help Chloe. Conrad, the fire's spreading. What do I do? Crap, there's no way I can get help in time. Think. There must be something I can do to get her down. Maybe there's a ladder or something? There must be something here. Situation. There's a ladder right here, actually. It's a ladder, but it's too short. It doesn't have enough length to reach the 9th floor. I'll have to think of something else. Last. Maybe she could land this fountain? Ah, what am I thinking? That won't work. Yeah, we discussed it with her before. The garbage cans. She can land in the garbage. I mean, it won't be very, clean, but if it's soft garbage, which it usually is in fiction, but... I can't believe I'm doing this. I found a fishing net. Wait, maybe I can... No, that's not possible. There's no way. Conrad, the fire, it's almost here. Oh, there's no choice. I hope this works. Chloe, I'm gonna try something. Possibly something very stupid, but... Oh, wow. He really set that up really quickly. Huh, that was relatively easy. That ladder was the perfect length to set up the corners of the net. Ah, you want me to land in that net? I tested it. Should hold, I think. The fire's right in front of me. I have to jump. This net, it has to hold. It has to. 3, 2, 1. I can't look. This. Please tell me it held. Chloe! Conrad, the net saved me. I fell right out, landed here. Oh, phew, thank goodness. That was way too close. You did it. You saved me. Also, that was fun. Let's do it again. Sure, you go ahead. I'll wait here. Detective, you're alright. Takes more than a simple explosion to knock Double Dare down. What happened up there? Chloe was almost killed. It was an explosive, no doubt about it. Likely set up by the true culprit, probably to hide some evidence. So we lost the evidence we found on the 9th floor? Nope, all the evidence that we already moved to labs for testing. Well, guess we got lucky. That you did. Sadly, this means we won't be able to get to the 9th floor anymore. Nor would we want to. Yeah, between the fire and the explosion, I'd be surprised if there was a 9th floor at all anymore. I think I've had enough for one day. So what now? Well, we have a plan of attack for tomorrow. We're gonna track down the security guard? Security guard? Thorn's been all over that lead. I wouldn't get your hopes up. So we'll have evidence to show tomorrow. And what about the explosion? That was a pretty drastic measure to cover their tracks. This case might be more complex than we thought. Could it be related to the zero data? Considering the stakes, it makes sense someone would go that far. Yeah, if they're absolutely desperate to get away with the zero data, there's clearly nothing they won't stoop to. After all, having a nuke basically puts the world in the palm of your hand. And even countries that can fight back would be absolutely devastated with even just one going off. You think it could be the, Oh yeah, I can't say that for YouTube, unfortunately. And I want these all to be on YouTube eventually. Seems like a pretty promising game, so hopefully some more content on it being here on YouTube will help it. Likewise with the Zodiac trial, I hope at least someone discovers it and finds a neat game out of it. We still need to stay focused. A lot's resting on tomorrow's trial. We can't let Thorn win, even if we have to bluff our way through. We must find the zero data. Yeah, and the zero data is on a need-to-know basis. We can't just, tell them about it. Yeah, it's just not gonna work. Here we are. A bit after 10, as per usual. Welcome, everyone. Let us continue the trial of Oliver Bridges. Second day of court, and probably our last chance to defend Bridges. Is the defense ready? We're ready, Your Honor. Very well, and how's the prosecution today? Doing well? Indeed. So much for professionalism. Apparently there was an incident yesterday at the scene of the crime. That's right, Your Honor. An explosive went off on the 9th floor of the bank. I believe it was done to hide the evidence. Oh, dreadful. I do hope everyone's alright. They were quite alright. Let this not impede our trial. The prosecution's quite ready to prove the defendant guilty. We're glad to hear it. Do keep in mind the counselors are present once again. We're just observers. Don't mind our musings. Only until justice requires our service, the guilty will fall. Charming as always, Mr. However, something is amiss. My guards have not shown up. Your guards? I had thought they'd be here by now. I'm afraid I can't continue without them. What? Well, this simply won't do. Our guests must be comfortable to prosecute. Really? Ah, there they are. What was that all about? Maybe something happened? I see. My guards have informed me that they had to perform additional security checks for today's witnesses. Witnesses? Are they dangerous criminals? Not exactly, Your Majesty, but I shall get to that in due time. I suppose we should have a recap of yesterday's trial. Quite. The crimes in question are robbery and murder. At around 11:30 a.m., a masked criminal entered the Bank of Prosperity and threatened the receptionist with a gun. As it happens, the gun used was discovered during yesterday's investigation. It's found on the 9th floor, hidden in a potted plant. The gun was loaded with blanks. Blanks? You mean fake ammunition? There was no threat after all. Still, a warning shot was fired. That explains why Towers testified to hearing the gunshot. Indeed, since blanks were used, no bullet holes found. The suspect then proceeded to take money from the vault. Yesterday, we also learned that they took a spear from the side room. Yes, probably insurance. Insurance? The robber had no actual ammunition. If anyone had figured that out, then he needed a backup weapon. I see. Then yesterday's witness claimed the criminal moved to the stairs? Correct. We can assume they were headed to the 9th floor. And why is that? Well, our resident defense attorney has shed some light on the situation. You tell him, Conrad. Alright, Your Honor, last time I mentioned the possibility that the robber was none other than the victim in the murder case himself, Bill Ground. Ah, yes, and this was because Ground could have stolen the bags. Right, bags were used by the suspect to steal vault money. Since we know Ground was pushed off the 9th floor, he must have been there at 11:30, which confirms the criminal used the stairs. Are we assuming my theory about the culprit's identity is correct? I will concede on that point, yes. Actually, it fits my case rather well. What? When Ground arrived at the 9th floor, he encountered the defendant. That's when the two fought. Perhaps Bridges was trying to protect the bank. Either way, the motive doesn't matter. Bridge pushed Ground out the window. Now objection. Hold up, wouldn't that be self-defense? Not quite. If what the defense is true, it could potentially lower the accused's sentence. Your Majesty, a moment to explain, please. I have reason to believe this crime was premeditated. Oh my. Order. What evidence do you have to back up this claim? I'd like to call a witness to the stand. This person witnessed a crucial moment during the murder. Crucial moment. I call to the stand Miss Chloe McCarthy. Oh, right, you, did witness something important, didn't you? Guess I have to go over the stand now. Wish me luck, Conrad. Well, this is quite unprecedented. So the defense team involves themselves in crimes? Can't say I'm surprised. Does witnessing a crime make you guilty of that same crime, too? Now, let us start at the beginning. Testimony, the falling victim. Please tell the court what you witnessed. Leave no detail omitted. Can do. The crime was around 11:30, and I was on my way back from the library. I looked over at the bank from down the street. And you witnessed the victim falling? Yes. Am I done? Can I go? Not yet, my dear. I do have a few questions. Are you sure he fell from the 9th floor? Absolutely. Once he fell, I didn't take my eyes off the building. When the police arrived, that was still the only window broken. I even counted the floors. It was number 9. Stop. Did you happen to see anyone else on the floor? No, it was too far away, and the room was dark. Did you witness anything else fall out the window? Nope. I see. That'll be all. You may return to the bench. Yay, I helped. And there you have it. I do like that both the defense and the prosecution are calling witnesses in this game rather than one or the other. Now I have what? Nothing else fell from the window. Wait. Failed to see this relevance as well. Put simply, Ground was on the 9th floor and had just broken the window. He did this by using a spear brought up from the side room. If we were to assume he got into a fight with the defendant, he would surely have won. Oh, because he had the spear. Yes, we know the spear ended up outside, and yet our witness just testified nothing else came out of the window. Was Ground holding the spear as he fell? No, it didn't look like he was. The only logical conclusion is he threw the spear out the window earlier. A short time before our witness looked in that direction, thus with the spear outside and the gun hidden in a plant, our criminal would be unarmed. No, hold on a minute. That stands to reason that Sir Bridges intentionally committed this crime. He willingly pushed an unarmed man to his death in a surprise attack. For the last time, order. Prosecutor Thorne, you've made a valid point. Does the defense have a counter-argument? Maybe. Conrad, he's right. There would have been no reason for anyone to go that far. Must have been a deliberate attempt at murder. That may be, but how can we be sure it was Bridges? I'm sure there were plenty of other people on that floor. Objection. May I enlighten the defense? Unlike some ill-prepared lawyers, I have acquired a list of sorts. This list documents all employees and staff who checked in that day. Wait, I recognize that name. A blank pistol, loaded blanks, one shot fired, no fingerprints. Record of every employee entering the bank. Fletcher was in the bank at the time. And Hughes, someone we have yet to meet. Once again, I keep accidentally hitting escape. I recognize that name. No, it can't be. Why is she on this list? Could it really be? Could she be involved with this crime somehow? So this list of employees, this is all of them? Yes, this was taken directly from the computer system. There's only 5 people in the building? We're a bit short on staff. This happens to narrow out the suspect list quite well. Now hold it, there's still 5 suspects here. What makes you think it was Bridges specifically? Bridges' testimony was unlikely at best. I have a piece of evidence that can tell us who used the back entrance. You do? There was a security guard watching the back entrance from 10:30 that day. We have his written testimony, which I will now present to the court. Witness testimony from the guard. As you can see, his testimony eliminates 1 suspect, leaving 4 left. Guard testimony. Alright, so Hughes is the guard. Fletcher leaves the back entrance. He didn't see anyone else. That was close, so it couldn't have been her at the very least. Ground was murdered at 11:30 when she wasn't even in the building. I can't believe the thought actually crossed my mind. After all, she was the one that wanted me to take the case in the first place. Actually, there's only 3 suspects left because one of the employees is the victim. But we verified the guard's statement is accurate through multiple sources. From the moment he arrived at 10:30, he was watching the back entrance. Finally, that leaves us 2, and we've already spoken to Miss Towers. I think the court agrees her testimony now matches events quite well. She was in the lobby during the robbery and was there until the police arrived. So you can see, dear Cross, there's only 1. Seeing how things stand right now, I have to agree with Prince Thorne. It seems as though there are no other suspects. Now hold on there. What about non-employees? Someone could have entered the building. Not likely. Ned reminded the defense the back door is locked. Not to mention, the upper floors were not in use that day. Miss Towers was the first one in the building, and she was at the front desk until the incident. She would have stopped unauthorized personnel from accessing the stairs. I guess that is true. I didn't think of another line of attack then. Now that we have additional information, maybe now we can learn something new. Let's run through this one more time and see what we can determine. Alright, Your Honor, if I may. Demonstration. Oops. Oh, is my chair squeaking that loudly? Can be heard on stream? Strange. What in the heavens are you doing now? The prosecution just presented 2 important pieces of evidence. I believe there's more we can learn about the victim's movements using that logic. You wish to piece together the times of arrival and departure? Yes, correct. Oh, that is interesting. Please proceed. Alright, let's start at the beginning. First, at 8 a.m., Mrs. Towers entered the building. We can assume she was in the lobby until the incident. Indeed, her testimony reflects that. As you stated, this eliminates her from being a suspect. Then, Bridges and Ground enter. After talking with the defendant, we learn about his movements. He's working on the vault on the 1st floor until shortly before the incident, or so he says. I'm assuming a bit past 11 a.m. is when he went to the 9th floor, and that's when he has a morning coffee and passed out. Do you have anything to substantiate this fact? How do we know if Bridges is telling the truth? I have evidence that supports this claim. We didn't pick up the coffee, though. Oh, yeah. The witness testimony from Miss Towers. We talked to Miss Towers yesterday and received more testimony. This should prove that Bridges went upstairs around 11 a.m. I see, please continue. Then he remained upstairs until the police arrived, presumably unconscious. Let's backtrack a little. Mrs. Fletcher entered at 9:30 a.m. I believe you know that she's a major shareholder in the bank? Someone's been doing his research. That is correct, yes. She would have been authorized to go into the upper floors, if I'm not mistaken. Well, yes. I suggest we ask Miss Towers if she saw Fletcher that time. It shall be done. Guards, make it so. Alright, Mrs. Fletcher's movements were unknown until 11:10. That's when the guard witnessed her leaving through the back entrance. Where are you going with this? That last name, Thorne, the last one on the list. Robert Hughes entered the building at 10:30. Now's the time to think. If I choose the wrong answer, I'll be penalized. I need to get this right. He should have seen something else. There's more that Hughes should have seen while guarding, however. Like what? Like the true culprit. I forget what I was going with this. Maybe a penalty can jog your memory. Oh, not good. I better think of something else. He should have seen... I was gonna say, shouldn't he have seen the defendant go there, but the victim go there, because we now know for sure that Ground had robbed the bank. For whatever reason. Witnessed at 11:10 was false. If your evidence is to be believed, he was at the back entrance at 11:10. But we don't have a record of his actions after 11:10. Tell me, where is he found when the police arrived? He was outside, behind the building. That must have been close to 12 noon, right? He had 50 minutes to roam the building unnoticed. That was plenty of time to move to the 9th floor and murder Ground. Order, but Prosecutor Thorne, did you say you verified the guard's statement? Yes, we confirmed what he saw at 11:10 did happen. We rounded a few street witnesses. They saw Fletcher briefly after she left. But I admit, we have no clue if Hughes stayed at his post during the robbery. Your Honor, I believe my point has been made. There's some reasonable doubt there, for absolute sure. So you've proven the possibility of another suspect. Sadly, possibilities are only that. It's also possible that Hughes stayed at the back entrance until 12. Then he would have just had to walk outside to be where the police found him. He's right, but now I've put doubt in the mind of the court. Hopefully this should put me on the right track. Star-crossed, I'm done playing around. This case has gone on far too long. I've enjoyed the duel, but it's clear you're struggling to keep up. I have with me a piece of evidence that will finish this. Now wait. What's the evidence? Not so fast, you're supposed to get in due time. This is bad. Conrad? Behold, never before has a case been sealed so swiftly. The minds of those who feel pity for the suspect will be transformed. And sentence will stretch on for an eternity. The trial shall go down in history as the turnabout to the century. How ironic, isn't it, to think, sir... Yes? We asked the witness, sir. That's right, Towers. Miss Towers said she saw Fletcher go upstairs at 10. Very well, you have proved your minor point, Cross. Now, as I was saying... To think, only a mastermind of the courts could have used this at the right moment. Why, to some, it would be minor fact, but in the hands of a genius. I see purpose, I see evidence, I see the time. That is it. I have it. We need to know Ground's movements before the robbery. If Fletcher went upstairs, maybe she saw the victim. We need to ask her about this right now. Are you finished? No, I called the stand Sarah Fletcher. I was about to... The court acknowledges the defense's request. Please summon the witness to court. In the meantime, we'll have a short recess. Court dismissed. It's entirely possible that's entirely what Thorne was planning on, but because he's such a massive scenery chewer, he never got a chance to do so. Well, we're running on thin ice. But we have a lead. We're about to question Fletcher. Yes, but I was hoping not to involve her. You know Miss Fletcher? Yes, we've been friends for about a year now. Oh wow, I can't believe how connected everything is. She's like my boss. I see her all the time at the bank. Not much of a surprise there. She asked me to do this because she believes in Bridges' innocence. But I'm not supposed to tell him that. I'll have to pretend like this is just coincidence. Oh, really? Conrad, what are we gonna do? Even if we could figure out what Ground was doing before his death, we're nowhere near close to finding the culprit. It's not just about ground. If Fletcher was around the building before the robbery, maybe she saw Hughes or a third party. If there was anyone else in the upper floors at around 11:30, we have new suspects. Right, which would draw suspicion away from Bridges. Alright, let's get to work. This testimony will be the turning point of the trial, for better or for worse. I just have a bad feeling that Fletcher knows too much. I don't want to relive the memories from a year ago. Come on, Conrad, we've got a case to win. Interestingly, he says a year ago, but but it's 2 years since the first case, the game's first case. The trial will now continue. Looks like Fletcher showed up. I hope she can give us something new. The defense may now question the witness. Your Majesty, may I submit my evidence now? Wow, Thorne's getting anxious. Well, there's a witness on the stand. I don't wish to make the lady stand all day. It'll be but a moment. What is this about evidence? Oh, just you wait. This is the greatest achievement of my life. Hi, Prince Jacob Thorne. Mr. Thorne, can't you see Miss Fletcher's waiting patiently? I'll just get to the questions. Testimony, Fletcher's arrival. Hey, Sarah. Conrad. Don't worry about this. It's really easy. If you say so. Let's start with something simple. Do you recall the events leading up to the robbery on the 12th? Yes, mostly. Good, then you'll be able to tell the court what happened that day. From the beginning. I understand. Let's see. Well, I woke up with the smell of hot coffee. Oh, that's right. My automatic coffee machine had activated. Apologies, madam. Can we skip to when you entered the bank? Oh, yes, of course. It was around 9:30 a.m. when I walked through the front door and greeted Miss Towers. Then I went upstairs to check some reports. The story matches what we know so far. After that, I just took a stroll on the roof. The roof? What were you doing up there? Oh, just strolling. Everyone's weirded out by that. Please continue. Then I went downstairs. I was getting ready to leave. I didn't see anyone on the way out, and then I just left. That was all I did. I didn't really see anything. Well, that was suspicious. You left the back entrance, is that correct? Yes, I did. And you saw Robert Hughes on your way out, is that correct? Oh, you mean the guard? He held the door open for me as I left. It was awfully nice of him. Maybe I should hold doors more often. So that's it? Yes, that is all. I hope you're happy, Sir Cross. After your crude interrogation of this witness, we've had to hear one meaningful argument from the defense. Allow me to move things along. Behold, the evidence which was so inhumanely delayed. I have with me the security footage from a camera located on the roof. This camera periodically takes photos of interviews of 10 minutes. On 11 a.m. of the day of the robbery, the camera took this picture, and this was taken at 11. It shows an event that occurred around 30 minutes before the robbery. This is Sarah? Indeed, Miss Fletcher and the victim were speaking on the roof. Evidence, roof footage. This raises all sorts of questions. Quite, and I sense a guilty party is present. Would the witness care to explain her actions? I don't... What's going on? Does she know about the robbery? I can explain. I really did go on a stroll on the roof. It's just a habit of mine, but that day I saw Bill ground. I knew something wasn't right. He was holding something. It looked like bags from the vault. That's when he threw them off the side of the roof. That explains how he was able to sneak the bags out of the building. And it confirms the robber was ground. He didn't say anything. I got really worried. I suspect he was up to no good. I could tell he had stolen the bags. That's when I ran back to the first floor and left the building. My intention was to call the police or something. Unfortunately, this does add a lot more credence to the theory that she is indeed the guilty party here, because while the glass was only broken on the 9th floor, nothing says that he didn't fall from the roof. I really didn't know what to do. So you didn't see anyone else that was suspicious? I didn't see anyone. Are you sure? Objection! We don't have time to repeat ourselves. The witness saw no one that could be a suspect, which leaves only one option. Bridges is and always was the murderer. I see no reason to prolong this trial. Indeed, the defense tests our patience. We have not seen a single piece of decisive evidence to support the defense's claims. Your Honor, I have a right to cross-examine the witness. New information was just made apparent to the court, and as such, very well, you may cross-examine the new information, but make it brief. Examination, Fletcher's report. I'll summarize what I said before. I saw ground on the roof at 11 a.m. He was holding bags. I believe they were from the vault. As soon as I arrived, he threw the bags off the roof. Once I saw that, I ran all the way down the first floor. After encountering the guard, I left through the back entrance. I assumed ground was still on the roof as I left. Most of those statements are consistent with the evidence. Yeah, I don't think Fletcher's lying, but we still need to buy time if we want to win. The sequence of events doesn't make sense to me. How so? So Fletcher leaves at 11 a.m. and Ground is on the roof? Ground needs to be at the front entrance at 11:30 if he was the robber. Oh, my mistake. I just took a guess. This photo was captured at 11 a.m. the day of the robbery. Shows Fletcher and Ground. Interesting. If this is 11 a.m. though... Okay, yeah, 2008. This does take place in the 2000s. Yeah. Then yeah, computers would absolutely have become much more commonplace in this time. Yeah, because those are the late 90s or early 2000s, I can understand it being a bit less common, but no, if it's the late 2000, if it's 2008, then yeah, that was much, much more common. Ground must have left through the front entrance between 11 and 11:30. Something's still not right. The statement you just made contradicts this piece of evidence. Testimony. Markel's Autopsy Report. Yeah, the reason this contradicts the... Why couldn't Ground have used the front entrance between 11 and 11:30? Because of this. Contradicts this piece of evidence. Will the court please recall the security footage? We had already done a thorough analysis of the contents. According to the prosecution, there was no record of any employees leaving. Ah, well... I could have known that, I just made another guess. I know, I just need to make sure our facts are straight. I guess I'll correct that statement again. Ground must have left through the back entrance between 11 and 11:30. Is the defense satisfied? For now. Conrad, are you thinking what you are? Yeah, I just hope I'm wrong. Let's begin the cross-examination. The guard testimony. Objection. Miss Fletcher, I'm sorry. There's still something wrong with that last statement. You encountered the guard, Robert Hughes, as you left. He was guarding the back entrance from 11:30 until the robbery. So? We have his written testimony. The only person he saw was you. Sorry, I didn't mean... Objection. This inconsistency is no fault of the witness. She was merely speculating. She couldn't have known the guard had testified. I agree, but this takes us down a whole new path. If Ground didn't leave to the front entrance or the back entrance, he couldn't have possibly left the building at all. You're quite right. He had to have left at some point in order to show up masked at 11:30. This case isn't making any sense. This crushes our previous theory. I guess we have to rethink everything. It's not possible for Ground to have been the robber if that's the case. Actually, there is a way. Really? This will require an open mind, however. The prosecution proposes that Ground jumped from the building. What? And landed in this fishing net that was found at the scene. That's insane! Well, it is possible for someone to survive a fall from up there, if they had landed in the net. Trust me, that net is stable. The detective has updated me on what you did yesterday, Cross. The net in question was found in the dumpster of the courtyard. Ground used it to protect his leaf from the roof. It's the only way he could have left without leaving a trace. Imagine he did it to cover his tracks and pretend he wasn't the robber. Think about it, that explains why the robber went upstairs. He planned to remove his disguise and pretend he was in the building. The whole time, it would have been the perfect alibi. Hold up, what are you proposing? Let me explain in full. First, before entering the building, he set up the fishing net in the courtyard. Hold it, how did he do that? If you recall from your investigation, there were several electrical poles and lamps that could have held it up. Right, we actually did this ourselves yesterday. Once the net was in place, he entered the building. That's likely when he stole the bags and went to the roof. The only way to get the bags out the building was to throw them off. Wait a minute. Was that really the only way? The front entrance was guarded by camera and the back by Hughes. Throwing them into the courtyard would have been the easiest way. But then Fletcher found him on the roof. Indeed, and after she left the roof, Ground jumped. He landed on the net, retrieved his bags. He tossed the fishing net in the dumpster so no one would find out. Then he must have entered the bank again, disguised the robber. It's quite an ingenious plan, but sadly it was foiled by our dear friend Bridges. At that point, no net would save him. Bridges pushed him off the 9th floor, where he died, having hidden his traces of theft. Order! This is quite the claim from the prosecution, and one that fits the evidence quite well. Indeed, I believe we've found our solution. No, at this rate we're sure to lose. I believe we're ready to pass a verdict. Objection. Not again. I'm back! Hello, counselors, it's me again, Double Dare! Why, you? Remember me, Thorn? What is it this time, detective? We've just found a new piece of evidence at the crime scene. I just want to let the pros handle it before the verdict's passed. Evidence? Yep, we were searching the roof. We found a small trace of blood. Blood? Allow me to clarify for the court. On the roof of the Bank of the Prosperity, there is an antenna. This antenna sticks out in the direction of the courtyard. The tip in the antenna contains trace amounts of blood. Analysis reveals the bloods belong to Bill Ground. Why didn't we find this sooner? The investigation hadn't moved the roof until it became relevant, which is a few hours ago, all things considered. We found it pretty fast. Your lucky Double Dare was there to save the day. Thank you, detective. Could you add it to the public record, please? Can do. Blood analysis. This antenna sticks out from the roof towards the courtyard. That would place it just above the hole in the 9th floor window. That's right. You have the gratitude of the court for this evidence. You may leave the stand now. Alright, Double Dare did it again. Wait a minute. This blood was above the 9th floor. This changes everything. Everything? Yes, I believe I know how the blood ended up on that antenna. This piece of evidence will explain it clearly. The whole reception test. Let's see the new blood analysis. Ground's blood was showing the antenna. It was just above the hole in the 9th floor window. Found the dumpster in the courtyard. Can be protected against a fall from a great height. What shows how Ground's blood got on the antenna? Yeah, he had a mark on his hand, didn't it? Items were stolen. The autopsy report. Large cut in the left hand made immediately before death. Will the court recall the victim's autopsy report? It says here that in addition to falling from a great height, the victim was also cut on his hand. You can't mean... I do. This changes everything we've known about the case. The item that caused the cut on the victim's hand was the antenna. The antenna itself. I propose it. The cut happened while he was falling. While he was falling? As the victim was falling to his death, he reached out and scraped his hand. The antenna's above the 9th floor. He couldn't have fallen to something that was above him. Objection. And what if it wasn't above him? Everything's been leading this one revelation. This is exactly what I need to turn the case around. The victim was not pushed from the 9th floor. He was pushed from the roof. Order, this is absurd. You are proposing that after Ground robbed the bank, he went to the roof? No, that wouldn't work. Yeah, it would contradict my testimony. Chloe saw someone falling from the 9th floor. Yep, no mistake in it. They came from floor 9, not the roof. Then your theory's wrong. No, it still stands. It just means we've been getting something else wrong. Time discrepancy. If we assume the victim was pushed from the roof to his death, that push couldn't have happened at the original time. What Chloe saw was not the victim. What else could it have been? Are you suggesting there were 2 victims? No, there's been no sign that anyone else has died, and there's only 1 body at the scene. For now, let's think about the time discrepancy. We've been assuming the murder happened after the robbery took place, but I believe it actually happened before. Why would you think that? You remember Chloe's testimony. She said she kept her eyes on the building after she witnessed the event. No one fell from the roof after that. You're correct. But then, who fell from the 9th floor? Most likely the robber. A robber? But I don't understand. The robber didn't get pushed, rather, they purposefully jumped. This item was used to ensure survival. They land in the fishing net. This would have allowed the culprit to escape before Chloe arrived at the scene. So that's how the robber escaped the police? The plan was to make it look like Ground was guilty by breaking the 9th floor window, and the culprit created a fake scenario in which the robber fell out and died. In reality, he was already dead. I see, the robber was just framing Ground. Star-Crossed, if the robber's not Ground, then who is it? Okay, Conrad, time to think. I have to use everything I know and piece the scene together. One by one, I can eliminate suspects until only one's left. If I eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must have been the truth. She was there at the same time, so it couldn't have been her. It can't be a woman because of the body shape here. Well, that is thick. Or maybe, could have been a lot thinner. Wait. Yeah, I was thinking maybe why'd I have to come to this? Yeah, I was thinking, well, maybe there's not, but wait. With that thick coat, it could easily hide curves. It was the true culprit. Could it really be? Please let me be wrong. Well, who was it? I can't say it, I can't do it. Chloe, could you point to the culprit? Conrad? I can't accuse her. I understand. Prince Thorne, I know who stole from the bank. It was you, Sarah Fletcher. Order, is this really true? Yes, Your Honor. Sarah committed the... No. Here's how I deduced it. We already discussed the criminal was likely an employee. They had access to those bags and knew about the side room. Furthermore, they knew the exact spot to set up the fishing net. It's simple which employees left the building. There was a security camera at the front entrance and a guard at the back. Ground had already died. Bridges and towers were found in the building, with no other record of them entering. And the guard was found near his post. There's no way he would stick around after committing theft, and we know the culprit escaped to the 9th floor stunt. The only one who was missing from the scene was Sarah Fletcher. Oh, but... Alright then, Cross. Who pushed Ground from the roof? I can answer this with the evidence I have. Why, the evidence has led to this? I have a piece of evidence that will clear this all up. This evidence sets the scene for Ground's murder. Time to show them all. Of course, this photo on the roof proves that these two were here at the same time. We already have footage that shows Ground on the roof. This was taken at 11 a.m. This is likely the time he had died. I was wondering why the autopsy report said he had such a wide case of potential time of death. In that case, the most likely suspect is Fletcher, Miss Fletcher, who is right there. I must be strong. I must do this for justice. Sarah Fletcher, it was you that killed Ground. What? But The guard was at his post. Towers was at the receptionist's desk. It could only have been you. I'm beginning to get confused. Please explain yourself. I'll explain what happened from the beginning. First, the employees entered in the order described on the list. Bridges was busy working the vault, and Ground had just moved to the roof. He and Fletcher were working together in a combined effort. They planned to meet up on the roof. That explains the security footage. There, they planned their attack. Ground brought the bags he stole, but something changed. Fletcher did the unexpected. She betrayed Ground, pushed him off the roof. Maybe they had an argument. That's absurd. I agree, but it's the truth. It's the only way things can possibly be explained. Noticing her crime, Fletcher formulated a new plan. She left the building immediately through the back entrance at 11:15. She circled around, set up the fishing net, then donned the disguise. Masked, she entered the building as the robber and threatened the towers. Oh, she took the spear, break the window. Yes, at this point, she had already drugged Bridges. Hold on, drugged? Bridges drinks coffee the same time every day. It's likely that Fletcher slipped something into his drink, and that was done to frame Bridges as the murderer, or maybe just to keep him from being a threat as Fletcher made her escape. When she went to the 9th floor, Bridges was unconscious. She broke the window and jumped out. From far away, Chloe couldn't identify the person that fell from floor 9, so she assumed that it was Ground. Meanwhile, Fletcher landed the net and hid it in the dumpster. Everything was already set up to frame Ground for the robbery, so she escaped before Chloe arrived, items from the vault in hand. And that means she has what we need. Sarah Fletcher, where did you hide the items you stole? Objection! Have you lost your mind? This is unprecedented. You accuse this poor madam of murder. I concede she is a likely suspect for the theft, but the murder... There is another option. Please enlighten us. Bridges. Oh, not again. He's innocent. If I recall your earlier demonstration, Bridges was in the vault at 8:30. At 11 is when he moved to floor 9. I propose that he is lying. He actually went to the roof. Hey, wait, that's right. I did see him. What? I'm sorry I didn't mention it before. I just remembered. Please let me testify. Conrad, she's trying to wiggle out of her crime. Your Honor, I wish to cross-examine the next testimony. Yes, I believe that would be appropriate. Cross-examination. Fletcher remembers. I'm sorry you think I committed murder and the theft. I suppose now I'll be questioned about it soon, but I want to tell you about something before they take me away. I saw Bridges. He was there on the roof at 11 a.m. He was a true killer. He pushed Ground, and I'm innocent. Unfortunately, Sarah, you shouldn't lie to the court. Yeah, the evidence here proves it. We're down here. Yeah, this is 11 a.m. exactly. Yeah. And he is clearly not there. Sarah, you shouldn't lie to the court. I only just remembered this. I'm only sorry I forgot. Will no one believe me? It's a little hard to believe you when your story's full of holes. You mentioned that you saw Bridges on the roof at 11. But that would contradict this piece of evidence. One that the prosecution showed the court this footage earlier, which depicts the exact state of the roof at 11 a.m. As you can see, Bridges is not here. I misspoke. I'll correct the statement. I saw Bridges on the roof around 11:15. That should clear things up. The camera just missed him. That inconsistency is cleared up. This testimony is still awful. Let's go over it again. There must be some way to prove she's lying. He's a true killer. He pushed Ground. I'm innocent. Takes photos periodically. This photo's kept at 11 a.m. I said it was every 10 minutes that photos are taken, so that would have been within the blind spot. Move upstairs. That's not solid testimony. Employee list. I guess I couldn't try Tower's testimony here since she saw him go upstairs at 11. Failed evidence. That statement doesn't work. This evidence... No? No. I'll think of something better. See what could be to protect him. Oh right, she said was supposed to have left. Guard testimony. Yeah, he saw Fletcher leave the back entrance at 11:10. She was not on the roof at 11:15. Miss Fletcher, there's no way you could have seen Bridges at 11:15 a.m. because Hughes had already seen you leave at 11:10. Ah! Why? It's only a matter of a few minutes. Perhaps she saw him slightly after. That's a really close window of time. Could it really be possible? I can. That's so funny. You've been fooled this whole time. I can explain how this is possible. The footage from the camera on the roof, it's possible it's tampered with. No, she's definitely lying. What if the timestamp was incorrect? I'm sorry, the what? I saw Bridges shortly after the photo was taken, but this footage could have been taken at 9 a.m., not 11. That will give me plenty of time still to be at the back entrance of the 10. Objection. Could have been. It's a 2-hour time difference. You should know when it was. I have a bad memory. What do you want to do about that? Yeah, right. Nonetheless, I can prove this wrong. It's impossible for this picture to have been taken at 9 a.m. because of this piece of evidence doesn't fit with that. When everyone came in, the employee list. Fletcher did not come in until 9:30. The employee list says that you entered the building at 9:30, which means it would have been impossible for you to be in this photo at 9 a.m. Order. Why, that's correct. Ah, but what if it's taken at 10 a.m. instead? This photo could have happened at 10. I was at the scene with plenty of time to be at the back entrance 11. That's it. Bridges ground at 10 a.m. That is not possible. This piece of evidence will smash your lies to bits. Autopsy report. His time of death was between 10:30 and 11:50. It could not have possibly been done at 11. This is the proof that exposes your crime. The autopsy report confirms that Ground died after 10:30. You think Ground died right after this photo? Then there's no way this photo was taken at 11 a.m. No, it cannot be. Ah, you'll pay for this? Sarah, did you who bombed the bank while Chloe was up there? I'm innocent, I tell you, you have nothing on me. I believe I've heard enough. You've lied several times as court. I can see no other reason as to why. You must be guilty of murder. The defense has laid out a very plausible scenario. You gave false testimony to divert our attention away from it. You will likely be tried for the murder of Bill Ground and theft. However, we must now pass a verdict. The outcome will decide the severity of your charges. Everything's been discussed, now let's just hope our argument was convincing. Counselor Woodman? It's a tough call, but based on the most recent testimony, not guilty. Alright, we can do this. Counselor Crawford? Prosecution's done well in fighting. Guilty. And the deciding vote. Your Honor, please. Not guilty. The defendant is cleared of all charges. We did it! Bridges, we won! You're innocent! That's great. Ross, this was an unfair battle. You ran the court's time to the end to force your baseless accusations. No, it was the truth. It was a shock to me as well, but it's the only way this case works. Sarah? Objection. Hold it right there, you can't do this. It is over, dear, but there is no need to worry. You'll receive a full investigation, provided you are innocent. That's not happening. Bailiff, restrain this witness at once. Don't do it, I don't want to hurt you. Sarah, it's okay, just let them... Ah. Nobody moves, these rifles are loaded. Guards, cease this behavior at once. I said nobody moves, we'll not hesitate to kill you. Everyone remain calm. You see, Thorne? You let your pride get the better of you. So long as everyone cooperates, you'll all be fine. Conrad, why are the guards working with her? She must have bribed them or something. That explains why they were late, too. Silence, I have one request before I go. Conrad, where are they keeping the last piece of the Zero data? That's what I'm asking you. Well, where is it? I'm afraid I don't know that. Nonsense, I know you've worked with our friends before. I really don't. Guards? Yes, ma'am, preparing to open fire. Hey, wait, what if I give you a name? That's more like it. Conrad, it's okay, we'll be okay, just give it to her. James Rom knows where it is. Ah, thank you for your cooperation. Guards, we're leaving. So long, everyone. Don't look too hard for me. Is everyone alright? Bailiff, send a search team after them now. Someone call the police. There's an armed criminal on the loose. Sir Crossville, allow me to escort you to safety. There's no time. Fletcher's going after Ram. What do we do? Why did she want to find him? Ram would know where the Zero data drives are located. Fletcher stole from the bank, which contained one of the hard drives. She might already have 2 parts. She only needs 1 more, and she could launch a nuke. I think I know where she could have gone. Thorne, we have to hurry. Follow me. Lead the way. Get everyone evacuated immediately. Ah, did we miss her? Is she here? Looks like she isn't here. I would have thought Ram would be here to interrogate Bridges. Was he watching the trial? I didn't see him in the viewers section. Maybe he figured out Bridges would get an acquittal. There's no time. We have to find her. Stop. You need to explain yourself. What is this about a nuke? It's a complicated story. Ah, my phone. Hello? Oh, I understand. Right, well, let me know as soon as you find something. Who was that? Dare's team's tracking down Fletcher as we speak. They have a lead on our position, but it'll be some time while they investigate routes. And I suppose it'll take a while. Yeah, why don't we head down to my office while they're searching? Very well, you can tell us this complicated story while we wait. Alright, I'll show you the way. So this is his office. Interesting. So that's why we believe the Zero data was taken by Fletcher. I see. Seems like you figured this all out. Not quite. We still have no clue why she took it in the first place. Could she be working with those horrible people? I certainly hope not. Well, this is good. If she's not working with them, then there would be no threat of a nuke launching. That wouldn't make sense, though. Why would she steal it, then? At any rate, I still don't understand how you know this Ram character. It was around a year ago, back when I was a prosecutor. Haha, prosecutor, you. Yeah, just a short while earlier, my mentor had been hospitalized. I was in the middle of a case involving one of these kidnappings. Those people, terrible people, had demanded something in exchange for the hostages. What did they want? Something we know now to be a serious threat, the Zero data. One year earlier. Chapter 3, Flying Away. Another engaging trial, Cross. Likewise. Too bad you didn't come out on top this time. I know you have a job to do, but we need to focus on finding the truth. What's wrong? Prosecuting too tough for you? Something about that last witness bothered me. He mentioned something called the Zero data. What was that about? Beats me. Those guys have some strange ideologies. There's probably some government intel or something. A moment, if you would. Huh? Who are you? That's not important right now. It's imperative that we talk in private, Mr. Cross. It concerns a case I want you to take. Oh, let's talk in my office. A new case already? You're one busy prosecutor. My office is just a short walk away. Well, it's a convenient law office. Right next to the courtroom, I mean. So what does you need exactly? Listen carefully, my name is James Ram. I work for the government. Everything I'm about to tell you is classified. Classified? You don't mean... The case you just concluded? It's caught the eye of my colleagues. You mean the Zero data thing? By now you've heard that those guys are asking for it in exchange for the hostages. What is it? Why don't they want it? I'll tell you, but in return you need to help me. Our country could be at risk, so our success in this mission is crucial. Country at risk? You need to explain what you mean. Alright, started back in 2004. A terrible group broke into a military compound. The 04 incident, I've heard about it. This group is extremely violent, will stop at nothing to accomplish their goal. They're called 209 Dive. Sounds like an alternative rock band, not some sort of terror organization. We believe the number comes from military group designations. They have quite a few veterans, which makes it easy for them to use violence. Their goal is to dive in the justice system and overturn it. Overturn through a hostile takeover? Correct. They believe the legal system's flawed. In all honesty, they're probably correct in that aspect. You've seen only seen a fraction of the cases that come up. The courts are being heavily criticized thanks to the speed at which things are done. But enough about that. 209 Dive is led by an individual named Hendrik Trey. He's ruthless, cunning. He'll stop at nothing to take revenge on the courts. Revenge? His history is a bit clouded, but our best intel says he has a personal agenda. Regardless, he's quite clever. He's convinced everyone in the group will follow his ideals. I see, but that doesn't explain what the Zero Day is all about. Right, let's start with this. The government is running a series of tests in AI development. Artificial intelligence. One of these tests was the Zero Project. It was the most advanced AI in years. The true goal of the AI was to become a digital general. What, you mean they wanted a computer to make military decisions? Of course, it's much cheaper and efficient to run an algorithm. Ah, yes, mid to late 2000s AI. Definitely the thing you want to be in control of your country's military. That can't possibly end badly for everyone involved. Anyways, the project was scrapped a few years ago, but one thing remained, the training data for the AI. I know a bit about computers, but could you reiterate what you mean? Instead of directly programming behavior for this AI, they had it read test cases and learn how to reproduce results. The AI was scrapped, but the test cases remained. What remains called the Zero data. I see, and this is a military AI, so the training data had military records. Ooh. Oh darn, what was that movie where an AI was programmed to launch nukes that went rogue? Ah, I know I'm gonna remember it like an hour after I end the stream because that's how it always happens, but yeah, I'm getting some of that movie's vibes from this. Exactly, it'd be a waste to trash all that information after it all been gathered, so the government kept a secret and moved the data onto 3 hard drives. How much data are we talking? 3 terabytes total, 1 per drive. It's pretty huge. A typical USB stick holds about a couple of gigabytes. Yeah, if I remember right, it was common to have about 2 or 3 GB for a USB stick at the time. Although nowadays they have way more than that. And there's about 1,000 gigabytes and 1 terabyte. As you can see, it's a lot of information. In addition, the data is encrypted. You need all 3 devices to access it. They thought ahead, however, and made 3 fakes to go along with the real ones. The movements of each drive has been carefully tracked, so it's never at risk. So they're split up as well. I can see why those would want military information, but why would they go to these lengths just to obtain the Zero data? During the Ore incident, 209 stole military equipment, and the primary target was 5 nuclear missiles. Nuclear missiles? Thankfully, they can't be launched without the access codes. The codes have been long since erased from the current protocols. The Zero data has a record of it, so now you see why it's critical they don't find this data. Why can't you just destroy the data so they can't get it? It's not so simple. There's a chain of command, people in power who need it. It's used as a bargaining chip, a deterrent, and for research purposes. Must be worth millions. Yeah, I suppose I should not be surprised that red tape is what screws us all over. Understand now, I need your help in solving the case. Solving it, but the accused was just set free. They've just arrested a new culprit. I believe you have personal ties to this individual. Personal. Getting to the bottom of this case can expose the terror threat. We can track down their leader, we can remove the missiles from their possession. This is too much. What did I just get myself into? Give me a moment here, I need to, get a drink. Alright, that's a lot better. Don't you have investigators on the case? We need all the help we can get. You're one of the few who's heard the Zero data. We need individuals who can work with discretion. Alright, I'll see what I can find out, but I'm not hunting down these guys on a whim. I don't expect you, I expect you to do your job. If things go to plan, the threat will be eliminated. Where's the new culprit? At the detention center. I suggest you determine a plan of action soon. No, it can't be. Conrad, Sarah Fletcher, why are you here? Don't tell me you're the culprit. They have the wrong person, I didn't do anything. There must be some mistake here. How long has it been since we last met? Around 10 years? I believe so. Unfortunate we have to meet like this. How could they do this? They think I'm from all those horrible people. They thought I was suspicious. You're a prosecutor now. Are you here to prosecute me? No, I could never. This is bad. Fletcher's the suspect? That's clearly wrong. Conrad, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna help you. You'll get out of here, I promise. Oh, but what can you do? You're accused of being involved with the kidnapping. If someone looked at the evidence, they could see that I'm innocent. Alright, I know what I'll do. I'm going to defend you in court. Defend? You're not qualified. Don't you need to be a defense attorney? I'll find a way, whatever it takes. Conrad, you don't need to do this. I want to. You're my friend. Do you remember those days we spent at the park when we were kids? Yeah, you always had to leave early, right? That's right, and we always talked about putting criminals in jail. I never thought I'd be the one behind bars. We're gonna get you out of this, I promise. Present day. Oh, I thought I was gonna do that case. I see, so that's how you became a defense attorney. You helped Fletcher out of a crime? She was innocent in the end, but I was just blinded by nostalgia. I hadn't seen her in years. What happened next? What about the kidnapping? In the end, they got their wish. What? The police chief caved and handed over a single hard drive. It seems the 209 drive thought it was enough to release the hostages. That'll happen in private. Exactly. The police chief made a big show of destroying a hard drive. We now know it was a fake. So let me get this straight. After that incident, they acquired a hard drive. Yes, the second drive was stored in the Bank of Prosperity. I knew it was until Fletcher stole it. There's only one drive left, and only Ram would know where it is. This is an extremely dangerous situation. Why are we only hearing about it now? The whole issue seems highly secretive. Well, it seems like it'll be hard to track Ram down. Oh, my phone. It's probably there. Hello? I see. Ah, that's close. What is it? They found Fletcher. I have the address. Let's go now. Oh, it keeps resetting my mouse to the center after each loading screen. Ah, looks like we're the first ones here. Conrad, how did you find me? Detective Dare tracked you down here. There's no escape. Give yourself in. I can't. Please, this isn't like you. The Fletcher I know wouldn't steal from anyone. There's no reason to be afraid. We'll give you a fair trial. That's exactly why I can't turn myself in. A fair trial would mean I'd be imprisoned. I'm guilty, Conrad. There's no getting around that. Are you working with those terrible people? I just got here. It's the criminal, Sarah Fletcher. You won't stop me. Why are you doing this? Why did you steal the Zero data? I'm building something that could help improve this country. This data isn't just some military information dump. It's crucial for testing. Enough nonsense. Just stop or use force. I'm working on something important and nobody will get in my way. Wait, no. She had a parachute? Well, that went a bit differently than I was expecting. Well, and with that, she escaped. Her actions were mysterious and confusing, and many questions were unanswered. Why did she steal the hard drive? What was this project she was working on? Was she involved with those terrible people? The answers didn't come. With time, the city calmed down. Fletcher was on the run. The police had an ongoing investigation. Soon it began to really stick in my head. My childhood friend had become a criminal. And yet my job continued on as normal. I'd even earned a name for myself. Wait, complete chapter 3? Dang. I even made a name for myself. The hero of law, known for my actions in the robbery case. It didn't quite fit me, but that doesn't matter. It was time to take a breather and let the police handle the rest for a bit. Ooh, another stylistic event. This'll be fun. An unmarked van, no doubt. An explosive. Chapter 4. Party no more. Dang, I guess this game decided to avoid the third chapter curse from Phoenix Wright Games by making it a pure story one. Well, the story's definitely getting me, definitely gripping me, that's for sure. So I definitely want to see this through the end. Phew, we made it on time. Yeah, I'm so pumped for this party. It's not a party, it's just a dinner with a lot of people. Alright, Conrad, whatever you say to make yourself feel better. I wish we didn't have to see flocking here. It's gonna be rough. Oh wow, everyone's all dressed up. Lucky for me, I already had a suit. Yeah, it's almost like you don't have any other clothes. You're one to talk. Oh, there's the host. I think his name was William Vilmar. Let's greet him. Vilmar, is that something backwards? Ram live? Nah. I met him earlier today, right? You gave your invitations. Ah, alas, the hero of law. I'm glad you could make it. And his lovely assistant, Chloe McCarthy. An honor, Miss McCarthy. You two have gathered up quite the reputation in such a short time. What kind of reputation? Ah, forgive me, I haven't had a chance to properly introduce myself to the young lady. My name is Senator William Vilmar. Senator? That's right, Senator Vilmar represents this district of ancient Rome. Quite, as such is my duty to learn the needs of the common man, and also to celebrate the accomplishments of my hard workers. I do hope today's festivities will demonstrate the city's gratitude to our lawyers. It's very kind of you to host this party for us. It's no trouble at all. Now I have matters to attend to. Of course, I'm sure we'll speak again later. Do enjoy yourselves. If you need anything, don't hesitate to ask. Well, let's head inside. Alright, party time! Ah, there he is. Ah, there he is. Hello, it's been a while, flocking. Yes, it has. So long, in fact. Last time I saw you, you were still a prosecutor. Right, I've been pursuing a different path lately. Still a down, I see. Relax, we're on the same side now. Is this your date? I'm Comrade's assistant, Chloe McCarthy. Ah, yes, I've heard of you. You know, Crosshair used to be an assistant himself. I remember when he was still sweating the prosecutor's bench. He still sweats a lot, actually. And how is Nail? He's still... I see. I'm sorry. I know one of these days he'll be back at the bench. He could very well be the final boss if we're completely honest. In the meantime, why don't you talk to these lovely people? Oh, Dare's here, and Thorn. And a couple new faces as well. It's time to have fun for a change, Cross. This is a time to celebrate our efforts. Frankly, without you, the law would be lost. I could say the same for you. We'll catch up later. I'll go and talk to everyone I can while we're here. Alright, I'm gonna say hi to Dare. I'm glad I can finally relax and catch up with some old friends. Time to party! My, we're pretty high up, aren't we? Skylar. Are you Conrad Cross? That's right. And your name is Skylar, correct? Why, yes, that's me. Sorry to ask, but do you have a surname? Yes, I do. Would you mind if I ask what it is? Classified. Can't tell you. Oh, right, you work as scientist at the Capitol? I've heard about your donations to government research projects. I acknowledge is a force to be reckoned with. Maybe I should give him a bit of a Sid accent. That's why I'd help government develop the machines. Machines? That's right, our military is known for its technological advancements. In a few years, we'll have fully autonomous drone circulation. This absolutely did, in fact, prove true. Would drones have, in fact, become more commonplace? Isn't that like classified information? Are you allowed to tell people all this? Probably not. Fear not, the machines will keep us safe. Long live the drones. Well, this is getting awkward. What's, with the goggles? Oh, these let me interface. With the machines, of course, when the system's online, I can see what they see. Oh, so like a security camera. It's exactly it, only nothing's active right now. Then why are you wearing it? So why are you here exactly? Oh, I decided to pitch in to help cover the cost of this party. Me and Senator Vilmol go way back. I should get back to it. Indeed, it was great meeting you. And thanks for defending the innocent. You've earned this party. That's no trouble at all. I'd make a Spider-Man Far From Home reference, but that might mean we end on a massive cliffhanger. Oh, Miss Flowers and Miss Towers? Conrad, it's been a long time. I was just telling her how you helped with the bank robbery. Oh, you two know each other? Know each other? Are you joking? We're sisters. Oh man, that explains a lot. It's so brave of you to put Gardner in jail, and it was kind of you to help Bridges get out of jail. I'm just doing my job, which is why we're all here, to thank you and the rest of the lawyers. Does anyone have the time? When's dinner supposed to start? Am I gonna be late? My watch. I don't have a watch. But I have intuition. Order's up in about 30 minutes. I should go before this gets even weirder. Well, it was nice talking to you two. Same here. Keep defending the innocent. Keep catching those criminals. Bye now. Well, I do seem to be doing quite a bit of both. Ajax, I'm surprised to see you here. Greetings, human Cross. I remember this interesting character. Ajax is a cyborg prosecutor I've faced in court before. I know it's a bit odd, but he's quite good at what he does. A prosecutor such as myself is bound by duty to party when the time is right. I see. Well, I hope you're having a good time. As good a time as any my cybernetics can process. I am sorry to hear about Miss Fletcher. I'm sure we'll find her. Will be brought to justice. Do not bear the burden yourself, human Cross, if it is not your duty to take responsibility. The human Fletcher has done this all on her own. Thank you, Ajax. That was a surprisingly human thing to say. Even I am capable of empathy. Please do not let me stop you from the festivities. Alright, we'll talk later. Well, nice to know the future of robotics has empathy as something. An important thing to have when working with people in general, really. Detective Dare, Prince Thorn. There he is, the hero of law. Quite. We wouldn't be celebrating if it wasn't for your actions in the robbery case. You're as much a part of that as I was. I'm just glad we uncovered the true culprit. I suppose I won't be using any gods for a while. This is no time for work talk. We have to party! Conrad, have you heard this new track by Dare? Track, you make music? That I do. I consider myself a modern Mozart. Here, let me play it. It's jamming, right? Sure. It's jamming, alright. My ears, that is. He finished this mix this morning. Actually sent me a copy earlier, and I was listening to it all day. Well, I'm glad she has headphones, so I didn't have to suffer through that all day. It's so good I made it my ringtone. Okay, this is starting to get obsessive. Your ringtone on your phone? Yeah, well, before I lost it, anyway. You're still missing your phone? If you can't find it, that'll be another dip in my paycheck. Hey, if you ever want to jam out, let me know. Right, but before that, has there been any word on Fletcher's movements? None so far. Sorry, I know that's a bit of a hard subject. You don't think she'll do anything dangerous, right? She's not like that, she's too smart. And that's what worries me, she already has the zero data, or at least one part of it. Right, I still haven't heard from Rom. We're totally in the dark here. What is she planning to do? Don't worry about it, Cross. This is the time to party. Indeed, we shouldn't worry ourselves over nothing. I'm sure Rom has the data locked away safe. You're right, let's just have fun. Did you pull off any cool stunts recently, Detective Day? Yep, I totally backflipped off a ramp downtown. Let me tell you about it. We're all here for you, Sir Cross. We're ready to help at a moment's notice. Thank you, I'm gonna need it. Huh, looks like I've talked to everyone I can. Oh, looks like Senator Vilmar is back. I should speak with him when I'm ready to continue the party. I must say, this game has done a really good job of establishing there's a lot of stuff going on in the world even outside the courtroom. That is, it feels more like there's a lot of stuff going on with these people's lives even outside when they're on the courtroom or investigating. Not to say the characters in Ace Attorney don't feel like they're in a coherent world, just more it feels like everything that doesn't happen in the courtroom, well, usually isn't relevant. It isn't relevant, so they don't really go into it. But yeah, I like the general world building this game has. Ah, Cross, dinner's about to be served. Are you ready to eat? Yes. Yep, I'm hungry. Great, just one thing before we start, however. I'd like to make a speech. Sounds good to me. Autosave. Alright, listen up everyone, I'd like to speak about our honored guests. Prince Jacob Thorne, thank you for visiting this country. It has been a pleasure. Even if you lost your first case here, we need good prosecutors to keep us in check. Ouch. And Ajax, you've been doing well? Affirmative. Many criminals have been brought to justice. And we thank you for that. Miss Flocking, you've done a terrific job in defending the accused. Almost too good of a job if you ask me. Thank you, Senator, but it's only a job. Oh, but you've done well. I think I can speak for all of us when I say you've all been a tremendous help. Now hold up, we've left our most important guest, the hero of law himself, Conrad Cross, once prosecutor, now defense. You've grown an attorney, you've grown a lot. Whatever path you follow, we can always trust in your judgment. Thank you, Senator, but I couldn't have done anything without my assistant, Chloe. Woo! And Detective Dare has been especially helpful as well. That's double dare to you! I'm proud to be here celebrating with all of you. Never stop believing, Cross. Keep fighting until the bitter end. Now I believe it is time to eat. What was that? Look over there, that building. No. What happened over there? No, everyone, let's remain calm. We should notify the authorities. I'll go see what's up. What was that? Another bomb? That's scary. I hope everyone's alright in there. There's not much we can do from here. Skylar, it's alright. We're safe. No, this isn't good. Thorne, what can we do? I'm not sure. Let us hope Dare can get help in time. Alright, let's not panic. Everyone freeze. Don't move. Ah, it's... Wait, I know that face. It can't be. Henrik Trey. The human Trey is the leader of the terrible organization 209 Die. 209 Die? But that's... Why? Why is this happening? That's right, nobody move. We won't hesitate to shoot. Situation. Everyone do as he says. Why do you say we? You're the only one here. Yeah, I got two other followers just outside. They're taking care of things on this floor. Chloe, get behind me quick. Conrad Cross, the hero of law. I should have known you'd be here. Don't fret, as long as you'll cooperate, everyone will remain unharmed. I'm getting out of here. Don't. I'll shoot you on the spot. You're all my hostages now. Let's see how much your city cares about its lawyers. You don't have to do this. Ah, but I do. I'm just like you, in fact. I punish the guilty. What do you want? I want to educate you all on the delicacy of your lives. Skylar, show yourself. Skylar, come on now, don't be shy. This can't be happening. Ah, but it is. The zero data, now. Zero data what? Hand it over. Do it now or I'll kill everyone here. Okay, please, just, here it is. Don't harm anyone. No, why do you have that? Thanks for cooperating. With this, the revolution can truly begin. Thousands of years of progress, reset in an instant. Millions of lives changed forever. That was the last hard drive of the zero data. If it has to be. They've already had the one from the hostage incident a year ago, and Fletcher got away with the one in the Bank of Prosperity. This is the only one left. This is the last one. That hard drive is the only thing that they need to launch a nuclear missile. And so we come out on top. We won't get away with this. I would think carefully before you say anything, Cross. There's no need to provoke this man. No flocking. It's quite alright. Nothing Mr. Cross can say will harm me. So what are you gonna do now? Now we're going to wait. It shouldn't take long for our demands to be received. What are your demands? Oh, nothing much. Just safe passage out of this building. And $10 million. $10 million? Small price to pay for the lives of our heroes. If he gets away, he can threaten the country with his missiles. And now he's gonna have a massive amount of funds at his disposal as well. With that kind of power, he could rewrite the law as we know it. Why do you want to fight us? What have we done wrong? You people, don't be mistaken. You've done nothing wrong. It's the others I'm after. The ones hidden away in their facilities. The ones that wish to automate war and the legal system. Automate the legal system? I have heard of this. There have been tests in artificial intelligence. One such test was a digital judge. A digital judge? You mean they had an AI run the court? Correct. Having a computer manage the courts would be extremely efficient. That's insane. How can we trust an AI to make the right decision every time? It doesn't have to be right every time. It only has to be right more often than the current human judges. Tests indicate a success rate of 71%. Wait, that's not nearly good enough. Indeed, that means 1 out of 4 accused are falsely convicted. That is true. However, the current success rate is just barely above that. 81.24%. That's success of human judgment. No, but I read somewhere the published number was closer to 95. Surveys have said the judges were fair. But how many of those published surveys do you trust? And who published them? The government? I've run the math myself, Human Cross. Things have changed since the infamous acceleration of the courts. Exactly, so now you see that your precious system isn't as good as you thought. I guess, but they wouldn't let an AI run things unless it was as good as human. Sure, but how good is a human? Once the success rate of artificial judges reaches 81.2%, they can replace them. The number grows every month, so it will be inevitable. But if the success rate really would be higher, wouldn't that mean a better legal system? Only temporarily. Once they hit 81%, that's when the work stops. The AI will not improve. Real cases are far more complex than whatever test they run. The way to perfect punishing the guilty is not through some computer. It's by reimagining the process. You expect 3 judges to be fair on a life or death trial? You see Miss Crawford, right? There's no fairness in her decisions. No, the courts shouldn't be like this. People should run them, that's it. We deserve to be judged by a group of our peers. Oh, you mean a jury? Yes, a jury. Something we haven't seen in a long time. It's true. You'll notice that, if you remember, Miss Crawford pretty much votes guilty no matter what. You there. Me? Or were you just whispering? I don't want anyone talking amongst themselves. I'm sorry. You'll stay right there and be quiet. I want to hear what the lawyers have to say. Well, you're wrong about our legal system. Am I? Well, let's settle this right here, right now. Why not? We have plenty of time to spare. Hopefully this should buy time for rescue team. The fire. Duel, Cross versus Trey. I've heard many tales of your logic. Let's see how they hold up. During this duel, I'll have to combat his statements with clever remarks. The right choices should lead to victory. Too scared to speak? Come on, waiting. Subject will be artificial intelligence in the legal system. This isn't like anything I've done before, however. Let's hope I can pull through. Alright, the legal system is flawed. The old system was superior. There's no denying that. Ajax here gave you the numbers. The old system I can see that there are improvements that need to be done, but the law was never perfect in the first place. This was long before my time, but juries aren't guaranteed to be fair. How so? Well, let's say you were suspected of a crime, which I am, and a jury was gathered. You could bribe jurors to declare you innocent. This would be difficult and would require outside help, but it's been done in the past. Oh, that is true. That's a rare case. The opinions of the many are superior to the few. Democracy, a bald eagle. Wouldn't you agree that more opinions make a trial fair? Not necessarily. When you ask the average man or woman to make a decision, they will lean towards their emotions. A judge, however, is trained to only look at the facts. Judges are usually former lawyers as well. Well, whatever you say, a computer should not make choices for us. No way should we let someone's life be decided by a raw machine. Machines decide a lot these days. We'll have them say, well, no, if you do that, decide a lot these days, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's good. Machines can be as good as humans. Maybe we should go all in on it. Well, look at it this way. A human has many things to weigh in on a decision. A computer will only look at what is presented. That is as fair as can be. It only uses the facts. That's precisely why we can't let them decide. There's more trial than just the facts. You should know this by now. I guess I angered him a bit too much. Wait, I got an achievement for that. Let me check. Try to ease me into these ideas slowly. Computers these days are more reliable than you might think. So the advantage is they're efficient and easy to manage. I mean, think about it. Your phone, the internet, the electrical system for this building. Even that explosive you used, they'll all have some sort of programming to manage it. Bomb? How'd you know about that? We saw the explosion. That was yours, wasn't it? I have no clue what you're talking about. Oh, don't play dumb. If it wasn't for computers, you wouldn't be here right now. Alright, I suppose that's true. We can't use them for everything. On that note. Alright, that's enough. I've heard enough. Wait. We weren't done yet. Oh, we are. You made some valid points, but our time's up. We got what we came for. It's taking too long to meet our demands. We're leaving now. Can I object to that? Oh, don't go. You can't. And you're gonna stop me? Maybe. Cross let it be. There must be another way. As promised, no one has to come to harm. We're off. Don't follow us. Are they gone? That was too close. Hold up for a second. Let's see what Dare can do. Dare? Don't you remember? He left to contact the authorities. I saw him behind Trey in the hallway. Really? Then that means... Phrase, don't move. Ah, someone's shooting. It stopped. What's going on out there? Aha, doubled. Save the day again. Dare, oh thank goodness, I was so scared. We were, lucky for us, cross-stalled him long enough. That's right, maybe hero is enough a title for this one. We got ourselves a double hero. Sounds like a sandwich to me. Oh my, you saved us. I wouldn't thank him just yet. Trey got away. What? But he's going to... Where's the old one, Skylar? What have you done? Why'd you have the zero data? Well, sort of. There's more pressing issues at stake. Where did Trey go? He ran towards the stairs. My guess is he's fleeing the building. We already sent some officers after him. I recommend we stay here for now. We shouldn't move until we're sure he's left. I didn't mean to give it to him. Forget that. Why did you have it in the first place? I sort of dare arrest this man. Whoa, wait, I didn't mean any harm. Then where did you get the zero data? I took it. Took, or did you steal it? There's as much mine as the government's. So that's what it is. You don't just fund drones. The zero data is part of your project. Your project? That's right, I'm part of the group developing the AI. That's a military control AI. You can't just take data like that. Perhaps not, but I had good intentions. Good intentions or not, someone found out you had it. And now the 209 has tracked you here. You've endangered the lives of all of us. I'm truly sorry. What do you mean by good intentions? The data hasn't been used for the longest time. I simply wish to use it. You want to make an AI? That would be impossible. You'd need the other two drives. Unless you're working with them? No, that's not it. I would never. Bring him for questioning. We need to get to the bottom of this. On the double! Hold up a second. Where's Chloe? She was just here a moment ago. Chloe, where are you? We should split up and look for her. No, we must stick together. It's too dangerous to leave. We should just stay here. You can stay if you'd like, but I need to find her. Hope she didn't get into trouble. I'll go with you. I shall accompany you as well. I think I like Flocking and Thorn. Oh no, Bloodstain. This is a parking lot. Great. Huh. Brings back memories, huh, Crops? I think this is the basement level. I think this is the basement level of this building. Well, we've checked almost everywhere else. Might as well look around. I don't know. I'm getting. Chloe, are you here? I don't think she's here. Maybe we missed her. Yeah, we should get back to the dining hall. Not so fast. Oh man, not again. Thought you got out safe, right? You! No sudden moves now. Wouldn't want to lose your life, right? Trey, where's Chloe? I'm afraid I don't have your little assistant. And why are you still here? Because I still need something from you. Me? From all of you. What more could you possibly want? To endanger your lives. Hasn't he already done that enough? I placed an explosive in this van. Paham? Not another one. That's right, if you don't do as I say, I'll blow this building sky high. Do you really have the capability to do that? See for yourself. Here, this carries the equivalent of 3 tons of TNT. 3 tons? That's enough to collapse the building and more. Not to worry, I'm a man of my word. She'll come to no harm as long as you can follow orders. What do you want? What do we have to do? Stand there. Should be a little longer now. Until what? Patience. Here we go. You can come out, Ram. I won't bite. Ram. There, see? Just take and be done with it. That looked like a hard drive? Clever man, and honorable as well. Wait, that was... I am lost. You need to understand. You simply need to stay put while I make my escape. Don't think about doing anything stupid, or I'll set it off. It's been a pleasure. Do enjoy the rest of your party. Ram, what did you give him? Looks like Dare's here. Stand back, bomb defusal to the rescue! What a day. Let's leave this to Dare. I'll check in with the others. Conrad and I will stay here. We should investigate the crime scene. Very well, catch up with me when you return. Any luck with the explosive detective? Ah, we've been doubly duped. It's a fake. A fake, so there was no threat this whole time? That's right. I'm sorry. It's not your fault, but have you seen Chloe? No, haven't seen her anywhere. Call up the officers and see what they can find. That would mean a lot, thank you. Blocking, let's look around. There's still a few things I want to check. Maybe we can find traces of your assistant. And we need to speak to Ram about what just occurred. So much for being a break from work. Let's investigate what we can. Investigation, the basement parking lot. Is this blood? Was anyone hurt here? It wasn't from any of us. Perhaps Trey was injured during the shootout. Did he look injured when he's here? I don't remember. He could have been hiding a wound. I hope he didn't hurt anyone while he was here. Lost our phone before the dinner party. I should keep an eye out for it. There's blood in the parking lot. It could be from an injury sustained from Trey. They mark him as evidence, so he's not allowed to move. Ram, what are you doing here? Hell. Answer me. I've had enough of this today. What does the Trey want from you? Dare, you know what to do. On it. Arresting is my middle name. No way, you can't do that. Do you know who I work for? Nope, and sadly, I don't care. You'll have to explain it all at the detention center. Hold on, I'll talk. Then talk. What did you give that leader? It was the zero data. What? But he already had it. Did he lose it? Why did you have it? It's a complicated story. In summary, the one I took from the research facility. You mean Skylar? He didn't actually take the real hard drive, he took a fake. It was a preemptive measure to ensure the real data would be safe. So Skylar stole a fake thinking it was a real thing. Then Trey stole the fake from Skylar. I'll bet Trey knew what he had. I'll bet he realized a fake from the start. Then why take in the first place? Because you all witnessed the theft. Once word got out it was a fake, you'd be lulled to a false sense of security. In reality, he would have stolen the real data from me. Which he did. How did he know you'd be here? I don't know. I was surprised myself, to be honest. And you just immediately hand over the zero data? He was threatening to destroy the building. You, Cross, Thorn, everyone upstairs would be killed. I don't blame you for what you did. You'll have to work with us in order to stop Trey. I believe that would be fair. You must not falter. They are one step closer to a nuclear war. This is getting too real. Not to keep fighting. We must stop Trey. The achievement I got was idealistic. Get tripped up by Henrik Trey's logic. I guess there's an achievement whether you win. If I had to guess, there's probably an achievement based on whether you win or lose without any flaws. Well, I've always said I like these mystery games. I never said I was any good at them. I don't think there's very many where I got the end deduction correct. Let's see here, huh? So this is the fake bomb that Trey threatened us with. What a dirty trick. If we'd known, he wouldn't have gotten away. We couldn't have known. It's not our fault. I should take a record of this then. There's a few distinctive marks here. Looks like they could be a symbol for something. Oh, looks like that's it. That was fast. I've done everything here. I should speak to Dare. He'll know what to do. Shouldn't you be walking around investigating? Not necessarily. I can investigate from this spot. Are you really investigating, or are you just being lazy? There's some particle effects in here. Looks like there's nothing over there. I should stay here and investigate. Okay, that's, so much for that plan. Police tape keeps me from going there. I guess to show that isn't relevant. Same with that. I can't talk to the officer here, so I can only talk to Dare. Ross, I'm gonna wrap up here. Are you ready to continue? Yes, I'm ready. Good, because I have some bad news. Bad news? It's Chloe. She's been arrested. How? Some officers took in if they got the order to take her in. It can't be. You're joking, right? I'm not joking. She's at the detention center right now. On what grounds? What crime did she commit? She's being accused of murder. It was the bombing incident, the one we saw from the dining hall. Someone was killed? His name was Isaac Bryan. He was crushed to death. They found Chloe's fingerprints on the device near the site. They think she planted it. What? There's no way she could have. Oh, that's what I told them, but they wouldn't have it. The station's been itching to find a suspect for the bombing. But there's barely any evidence. A few fingerprints are enough. Well, I have to agree with you there, but I'm just the messenger. It was the boss's decision. The officers were just following orders. I'm in the detention center. Blocking, catch Thorne up on the zero data situation. Can do. Poor Chloe, she's been through so much today. And Cross, if you need a defense attorney. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. Thanks for the offer. Dare, call a taxi. I'll see what Chloe has to say. If not, at the very least, we know Flocking is good at her job, but we need to do this ourselves. So the fact that she was with us makes it unlikely she was involved, but... Oh, Conrad, I'm so glad you're safe. I'm glad to see you're alright as well. Believe it or not, this might actually be the safest place for you right now. They got away? Only traded, but he has the zero data with him. What are we gonna do? We'll just have to hope that Dare and the others can find him. In the meantime, we need to get you out of here. It's no use, they won't listen. They're convinced I planted it. I've already sent a message to the station, but they wouldn't have any of it. I'm not gonna let you go without a fight. This is normal. They must have some evidence or something. I think they have something more definitive than the fingerprints up their sleeves. There's something I wanted to ask you. Where'd you go after Dare chased Treff? Oh, I just wanted to see if everyone outside was alright. It would have been safer for you in the dining hall. There were police officers on the whole floor at that point. It was safe. I just wanted to help. So I looked around for a bit and got lost. I couldn't find my way because I was stuck in a crowd of people. When I finally got free, I ran to a couple of officers who arrested me. Oh, I'm sorry you had to go through that. I'll clear your name, I promise. You don't have to do this. You don't have to defend me. It's alright. I can find an attorney. It's your choice. If you want someone else, then it's up to you. But I think you should pick me. Why? Because I believe in your innocence. I really do. Also, I was with you all day today, so there's no possible way you could have done it. That would have resulted in a... normally that would be an obvious conflict of interest. To have someone who's a clear witness in there. However... the fact that they're not even taking this means that they have to have some clear evidence that points at her. Or rather, perhaps the police are... either the police are corrupt and they're being forced to have her take the fall to keep the true culprit clear, or they're being blackmailed, forcing to have someone take the fall. It doesn't matter who, as long as someone does. Then I lose. What if you lose? Then I lose. No big deal. What is big deal is if I let you go to prison without a fight. I promise you, I'll put up a fight. I'll not rest until you're found innocent. If you choose me, that's the promise I can make for you. Also, we've won every case we've taken since the robbery incident. Okay, it'll be just like normal. We'll be side by side at the defense bench. Well, this time we're fighting for Chloe's freedom. I'm glad to hear it, but that means we have to work too. Wait, you can't go to the crime scene. It was blown to pieces. There's nothing left. Also, I heard they locked down the area. No one's getting in. Well, then that means we'll have no evidence. All I have is this fake explosive and the pool of blood. Both those are related to the hostage case, not the bombing. This is gonna be difficult. Have you ever fought a case without evidence? No. We better prepare as much as we can, I guess. We should think of a plan. I think I have an idea. Even if it takes me all night, I'll find a way out of this. We must solve this case. It should lead us back to Trey. Alright, team Save Chloe's on the job. How about something more permanent? Conrad has a plan. We'll work on that. Here we are. A little past 10, as per usual for each case. Is everyone at their places? Ah, is that Mr. Cross? Your Honor? Are you feeling okay? I didn't get much sleep yesterday. Don't worry, I can still defend. You may just start the trial. Then let's begin the trial for the murder of Isaac... Brian. The defendant is Miss Chloe McCarthy. Welp, this is embarrassing. Hey, look, Conrad, Darren and Thorne are working together for once. Ah, this is my first time seeing the court from this angle. That's enough, this is a serious trial. The bombing that occurred yesterday was unfortunate, not to mention the terror attack at yesterday's dinner event. Indeed, your majesty, it was a frightening conflict. Nonetheless, we're here, ready to fulfill our duty. Can I trust you'll be fair in your judgment? It's my understanding that you know the defendant. Of course, I shall be more than fair, right, Sir Cross? That's right, we've already discussed this before the trial. Conrad, did Thorne agree to your proposal? Yes, aloud, and yes, he did. There was no other choice, I only have this one trick up my sleeve. Right, the prosecution ready? Yes, on with it, we are ready. And the defense? The defense is ready, Your Honor. We plead not guilty of all charges. That settles that, then. We believe the prosecution should give the statement. Very well, detective, if you'll explain. I believe we all remember the incident well enough. It happened around 7:20 p.m. yesterday. Cross, Thorne, Chloe, and I saw it happen ourselves. A large bomb destroyed the office side of an office building yesterday. Hold up. What was the approximate strength of the bomb? It's hard to pin down an estimate, but it could have been 1 or 2 tons of TNT. By the time help got to the place, it had already collapsed. They found the remains of Brian under some rubble. He was identified by his co-workers. Here's a copy of the autopsy report. I see. Not to sound morbid, but why was Brian the only casualty? Pardon? The whole building collapsed, yet only one person died? Why wasn't anyone in there? There were a few people on the ground floor. Since the explosion went off higher up, they had time to run outside before it collapsed. Something doesn't seem right. How much time passed between the explosion and the collapse? I'd say they had a good 10 minutes. Sounds reasonable enough, but something's off about the explosion itself. Who could have planted the... Anyone, really. The building was unlocked with little to no security. And what kind of building was it? An office building, come to think of it. You took on a case there before, right? Huh. Yeah, now I remember. I believe it was the Gardner case? Wait, but... So the building was an office building related to the Gardner case? I know someone who can tell us more about the building. Rebecca Flowers would know about it. When's the Gardner case? Alright, first... Isaac Bryan, the victim in the incident, crushed to death, likely by falling debris. Henrik Trey, leader of the organization, a dangerous criminal. Defense and lawyers moved to this country for prosecution. Rebecca Flowers would know, since she works in that building. Miss Rebecca Flowers was a witness during the Gardner case. In fact, I'm pretty sure she works in the building that collapsed. Oh, really? I'll call her to the court at once. Well, that makes life doubly easier. Now you're just making up words. So why was I arrested? There was a device that was recovered from the rubble. Analysis revealed your fingerprints were on it. Could you add that to the public record, please? It shall be done. So this is where they found the fingerprints, eh? Let's take a look at it. Strange device. A burnt piece of metal that contains Chloe's fingerprints. It's speculated this was part of the bomb that was placed. It seems a lot different from her phone, so I don't think it's her... It could be her phone, though. Could be a detonation device as well, but... Yeah, I think it might have been her... It could have been a cell phone. Whatever it is burnt. But it does seem to have some markings here. Not sure about this part, but we can't see turn the phone around. It's possible this part is on the other side. Alright, yeah, I think this might in fact be her cell phone. Which is bad for her, because it's good for us since we know that her phone was missing the whole time, which means someone could have easily stolen it and planted it to frame her. But they have to have something more substantial than that. They wouldn't arrest someone without... I can't make heads or tails of it. As the courts can see, that's proof enough that Chloe was the killer. Case closed. Order, Prince Thorn. Do you have anything more definitive? Indeed, we're talking about a murder trial here. Well, I'll need to watch my objective statements from now on. The court's on edge. If I object needlessly, I could be penalized. On the other hand, if I don't object when something really is wrong, I could stumble while the prosecution gains the upper hand. That in itself could earn a penalty. I need to be more careful in the near future. Okay, so this is warning me that from here on out, I need to actually be careful of when to interject. If I interject wrong, I get a penalty, but if I don't interject, I get a penalty. I'll play it safe for now. Yeah, you don't know what the device is. Even if we assume the fingerprints mean Chloe was at the crime scene, they don't prove she planted the explosive. I suppose that is true. My client is innocent. This trial's a joke. We wasted too much time on these false accusations. The true killer's the true killer's getting away. True killer? What do you mean? It'll make sense once Dare finishes the story. Huh? Me? Yes, there was more that happened after the building collapsed. Oh, well, there was the hostage incident at the dining hall. But I wouldn't say that's related to the case at hand. Now, objection. There was a bomb used in the hostage incident as well. In addition, the incidents occurred at roughly the same time. If anything else, we need to discuss the possibility that they're related. Oh, I guess you're right. Please tell the court about the incident in question. At around 7:20 p.m., 3 armed men entered the dining hall. They demanded a lot of money. Conrad, what about the zero data? Sure, the public isn't supposed to know about that. Then they got tired of waiting and tried to escape. I got 2 of them. They were severely injured and placed under arrest. Wait. Have they confessed yet? One of them's still undergoing surgery. The other refuses to talk for now. And of the third, the leader, Hendrik Trey, has escaped. He made his way to the basement, where he threatened to destroy the building with a fake bomb. A fake? That's right. He used that threat to secure a safe passage out of the building. So there's one real and one fake. I believe we should, hear from the defendant. Very well, Detective Dare, please make way for the accused. Your Honor, please. I understand this is difficult, but you must testify. Please tell us everything you remember from yesterday. Testimony. Chloe's recollection. What were you doing before the dinner event? Well, I was doing assistant work with Conrad for all day. I can attest that Chloe was filing papers in my office. Filing papers? I found that hard to believe. You know me so well, Prince Thorn. I wasn't filing papers. Next time, Mr. Cross, you will tell the truth. Can't you remember what I had for breakfast this morning? Can you really blame me? I was actually reading a 700-page book. She was doing that until around 2 p.m. when I received our invitations for dinner. Senator Vilmar handed them out personally, did he not? That's right, he came to the office, but Chloe was even engrossed in her book. Then what happened next? Well, after a futile search for Chloe's phone, we went to the dining hall. We left around 6:30 and got there at 6:45. I see, then you joined us in the main room. Yep, we were there when the bomb went off. Thank you for your testimony. Well, I see no evidence to suggest this girl is the culprit. Well, you see, sir, Mrs. Flowers is here. Ah, yes, she's supposed to tell us about the building. Send her in. Oh, my office. You're lucky you weren't in there when the bomb went off. Now I could never be late. She makes that sound like it's a bad thing. I realize this is tough to you, but we'd like you to testify about the building itself. The building? What could you possibly need to know? We need to know if there was anyone who could have planted the bomb in the building. Oh, I don't see how I can help here. Whatever you say. Testimony. Flowers on site. Were you at the building at all yesterday? Yes, I was. I was finishing up some work around 4. 4, but that was a few hours before the bomb went off. Luckily, I headed over to the dinner in time to be safe. The court should use this map as a reference to the dining hall. So the building was in clear view of the dining hall. If I recall correctly, there's a surveillance camera in your office, correct? That's right, you can find footage of the culprit. Objection. Sadly, everything in the building was crushed to bits. Nothing remains. So the security system was also smashed. Did you see anything personally? Anything or anyone suspicious? Not that I can recall. It was just a normal day. This is too vague. We can't just ask the witness about everything she saw. Then what can we do? No other suspects, no evidence. Why is this trial even taking place? That's right, the defendant is guilty? He doesn't sound very confident. You're wrong. My client is innocent. Order. You will debate the matter, or I will hand my verdict now. This trial is not some excuse for you to waste time. That's right, Cross. I'll prove her guilt with this. Thorn's note. No. Looks like it could be handwritten for Thorn. Wait, what is that? I can't see it. That's nothing, Your Honor. It's handwritten. It says, "Watch me carefully. Plan is about to execute." Shows the scale of the dining hall in relation to the office building that was detonated between my office and the building in question. Cross law office, 0.5 miles, the skyscraper, the dining hall, and the target office. In fact, there's an additional skyscraper there is going to be very relevant, I'd imagine. Alright, so he says, "Watch me carefully, plan's about to execute." Says, "Watch me carefully, plan is about to execute." Is that what Thorn's trying to tell me? What in the world's going on? Thorn, these fingerprints are not enough to convict my client. It should be clear to the court. This trial is a waste of time. On the contrary, dear Cross, I'm just getting started. What about this? Give me the answer to this equation. 4 plus 4 minus 4 plus 4. 8, 4, 8. It's 8. Excellent job, Cross. What is the meaning of this? You take us for fools. What stunt are you trying to pull now? Did someone say stunt? You're not, counselors. It will make sense in due time. 8 is... Yes, it's... the number of evidence we lost to the collapsing building. Which means the prosecution is unable to continue. That's right, the fingerprints are circumstantial. My client is innocent. We demand a verdict. It's hopeless. The judge is catching on to us. On second thought, there is one thing the prosecution can't prove. Sir Cross, who am I? Who is Thorn? Something's going on here. You're Prince Jacob Thorn, heir to the throne of England. Exactly, and that makes me within my right to give the throne to another. Wait, but you'd have to be king first. You're not the king yet. Quite right, which is why I shall sign a document that ensures peace among galaxies where our civilization expands the stars. Order, that is quite enough. I understand what you two are trying to do, which is why I'm banning you from this trial, Prince Thorn. What a poor display of character. You have a job to complete. Like it or not, we must decide if the defendant's truly guilty. I understand. I'm sorry, Sir Cross. Detective, let us go. We'll have a short recess. We'll find a replacement prosecutor. Half an hour. Dismissed. Well, that was all we could do. I feel bad for Thorn. He'll be alright. He was only dismissed from this case. I can't believe we were unable to stall that long. Yeah, let's hope Ajax can get through in time. The plan should be coming together now. I hope he's alright. He'll be fine. He's working with Ram, so he'll have everything he needs. Let's hope we gave him enough time. Auto-saved. Order. Court is now in session. A bit over 2 hours. I did start a bit late, so I think I should call it now. Well, things have certainly taken an interesting turn. But as we can see here, it's clear that Chloe is simply here to be the fall person for the fall guy for whatever's really going on here. There's definitely a lot going on in the background as well. Well, it seems the two are it seems Ram and the cyborg prosecutor are investigating something as well. Well, there's definitely something way larger going on here. In fact, I imagine there's most likely some kind of conspiracy going on. After all, the fact they're trying to pin it so quickly with such little evidence, and the fact that prosecutors were somehow required to work with that, this would be absolutely laughably easy. In fact, it kind of is, just by the fact we have so little there. And I'm still going with my theory that that strange device is indeed her missing phone, which must have been taken by someone. But we'll have to find out the truth next time. So until then, thank you for watching, hope you had a good time, and I'll see you later.